Why were the Abedi family in the UK? Why is nobody interested in asking that?
For over a decade, Douglas has been screaming, well, not screaming, he's Douglas Murray, so he does it more like this. It's not very screamy. But he has been warning. He has written several books about it. One night about maybe 8 years ago, I took a walk with Douglas through London about 10 p.m. We walked around for about 2 hours. And we walked through, he kept showing me all the places that terrorist attacks had occurred or where stabbings had occurred or where they now had to have barriers so that cars couldn't go through. And he no longer lives in the UK. He lives in America now because he was warning about this. He was telling people, hey guys, the barbarians are at the gate. And they just kept letting the barbarians in. Here they are. And here's Douglas Murray.
No. Just bear with me because I know better than you what I think. This country has had a wildly stupid and lax immigration policy for decades. And we allowed people like the Abedi family, a family of jihadists who'd fallen out with Colonel Gaddafi because they were from rival jihadist groups. When the Abedi family fell out with Colonel Gaddafi, they came first to London and then to Manchester. And one of the sons they gave this country was Salman Abedi, who at the age of 22 killed 22 young girls at the Manchester Arena with a suicide bomb. One, by the way, for every year of life this country gave him. His brothers just stabbed and thrown boiling oil at 3 prison wards. Let me bear with you. Why were the Abedi family in the UK? Why is nobody interested in asking that? And I'll tell you what the problem here is. There are lots of types of extremism. You get far-right extremism, far-left extremism. When it comes to jihadist extremism, jihadism comes from Islam. Therefore, if it's 1%, 5%, 15% of people of the Muslim faith who follow that version of it, you've got a hell of a problem. And the more people, the larger, this is simple math, the larger the number of people who are followers of a faith that has not solved the extremism problem in its midst or drawn suitable lines, the more extremism you will have. You don't get that from the Catholic Church in 2023 or 4. You don't get it from the Methodists. You won't get it from the Quakers, and you won't get it from the Anglican Church.
Of course.
Did you know most methylene blue sold online is the same grade used in fish tanks? That means low-quality bottles, often made overseas with no testing for heavy metals. That's why you can trust the wellness company's Recharge, a doctor-formulated supplement that combines powdered methylene blue with NAD+ and PQQ. Unlike the sketchy stuff you'll find on Amazon, this methylene blue is USP grade, ensuring top-tier purity for maximum safety and effectiveness. Recharge is designed with research-backed ingredients to optimize brain function, support cellular repair, and deliver clean, lasting energy. The result? Enhanced mental clarity, sharper focus, sustained energy, and protection against cognitive decline. And don't worry, it won't turn your tongue blue. Choose a trusted formula made for your body, not for fish tanks. Feel the difference with Recharge. Head on over to twc.health/Rubin and use code Rubin to get 15% off plus free shipping. That's twc.health/Rubin, code Rubin for 15% off.
Okay, so there's a couple things here. Do you think that anything that Douglas Murray said there is because Douglas is racist? Do you think if there had been a decent policy of immigration in the UK over the last 20 years and they had vetted people properly and they had figured out what the numbers are and they looked at the systems and they were like, well, actually we can support this many people and they will have jobs and they'll integrate properly and blah, had it all been right, do you think Douglas Murray is up there giving that talk? The answer obviously is no. Instead, you create a situation where you dump all of these people into a country. You don't know exactly why. They don't have anything in common with the native population. As a matter of fact, they have, I would say, you could almost say diametrically opposed views in most situations. They want to become a dominating culture. And then you have someone like Douglas Murray who was sounding the alarm on this thing over a decade ago. Everyone was calling him a right-wing extremist. And finally now, likely when it is too late for the UK, because I don't think they'll do what they have to do. America, we're much stronger for a million reasons. Now it's like you can talk about it, right? Like Elon's tweeting about this stuff. There's more and more people talking about it. But Douglas was early in on it, and he warned you guys. And good luck with all of that.